tranquility. I deserve it all. Like minds and less enemies. Stock investments, more entities. I deserve it all. VVS's, white diamonds, GNX with the seat back reclining. I deserve it all. Put my homes on the beachfront. Flying private, what you eat for lunch. I deserve it all. The respect and the accolades. Lamping on the island, watching Castaway. I deserve it all. For every good that passed away, sent 2.5 million on the average day. I deserve it all. Keep my name by the world leaders. Keep my crowds loud inside of beats. I deserve it all. More money, more power, more freedom. Everything heaven allowed us. I deserve it all. I deserve it all. I deserve it all. Put a smile on my mama. Good health and good karma, yeah, she deserves it all. A close relationship with God, whisper to me every time I close my eyes. He say you deserve it all. Keep these away from me, keep all my blessings faithfully. Keep my essence contagious, that's okay with me. I burn this down, don't you play with me and stay with me. I'm crashing out right now, no one's safe with me. I did it with integrity and still try hate on me. Just wait and see, more blood be spilling, it just paint to me. Dangerously, nothing changed with me, still got pain in me. Flip a coin, want the shameless me or the famous me? How annoying, does it angers me to know the lames can speak on the origins of the game I breathe? That's the same to me, it's important, I deserve it all because it's mine. Tell me why you think you deserve the greatest of all time. I deserve it all. I deserve it all.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bill's World. I'm Justice General Radford, and as always, I'm joined by legend in 2 games, no Pee-wee, Coach Mookie Hawkins in the building. Championship Coach Mookie Hawkins in the building. What's going on, Coach? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. It is game day. Bills, the war begins at 6:30 here at Highmark Stadium. So, man, I'm excited about, I'm really excited about this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the biggest game of the season because it's the next game, as Coach McDermott would say. Big matchup today. Team that thumped us in the earlier in the regular season. That was months ago at this point, however. And if we want to go in the past, last time we have matched up with this team in the playoffs, we thumped them pretty good, a little bit, held them 3 points or, so pretty good showing from the Bills there. They've proven that they can win in the playoffs in a divisional round at home, which that also was. So we'll see if history repeats itself either one way or the other. Let's start off with the offense, though. It's Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and James Cook and all the things that come with it. It's a nice holiday meal, if you will, of fixtures and main courses on the table for you to enjoy in this game tonight. What is the biggest factor of the entire game that's going to dictate who wins?
Well, the biggest factor is who had the biggest run game. I mean, let's be real, right? The bottom line is, can the Bills stop Derrick Henry and this Baltimore Ravens run offense? And, can James Cook be able to run the ball against one of the top run defenses is in the NFL, right? So, that's it. This playoff football is all about run game and defenses, more or less. It's always good to know that your quarterback could, throw in the elements or whatever the case may be. But, this is a battle in the trenches when come playoff time, and the elements call for that. So, that's the biggest thing. Can this Bills makeup be enough, I guess, to beat a tough, very physical Ravens team?
Yeah, that really is the question, right? And if you were going to base it based off of the game from earlier in the season, you would say absolutely not. It's not going to be close, right? But obviously, we've seen a completely different Bills team past that point. They had a little lull in that point of the season, which was obvious because not only that game was bad, but then the following week they had a pretty bad showing versus Houston. But they picked it up immediately after that, and they really haven't fallen off the wagon too much since. They had a 8-game straight run of 30-plus points. It was snapped by the game in New England, which was really their only hiccup offensively during the rest of that season. Josh and the crew pretty much seemed to be able to get it together, get on the same page. And obviously Lamar and Derrick Henry, their offense kind of had the same type of deal earlier in the season. Maybe couldn't get it going the way that they wanted to, but kind of throughout the rest of the regular season, they have kind of come to be one of the better offenses, better scoring offenses in the league. What is it most about their offense that the Bills need to focus on in order to get this W?
Well, I guess just be themselves. They confident. They trust at what they've been doing, all regular season long. Remain consistent, right? But now I know Bills fans and everybody's like, okay, man, when are you going to really start utilizing the heavy hitters here? When are we going to see more of Keon Coleman? When are we going to see more of Amari Cooper? All right, this is what got you here. Make no mistake about it. But now it's time to unleash your heavy hitting players, your money players, your big time players. Because some of them, they ain't got another opportunity to be on this team contractually come next season. So, for a good portion of this team, it's all a nothing, at this point. So that's what I want to see, personally. Like, can Amari Cooper have the big game, in the big game now? Let's make it what it is. This is why they went out and traded him at a great price. So let's get more bang for your buck here. I mean, these are, A+ players. Use them as such. Like, I mean, if he's going to be one-on-one with their top corner, I still like those odds. You got to get your playmakers an opportunity to make plays. If that makes sense.
Real quick, I don't want to cut you off, but I will say that when Amari Cooper has been called at a high clip, he's come through, and in big moments as well.
And but this is the playoffs now. We want
you're right.
We want it turned up a notch. Can we see it turned up to a notch? I think it probably brings a more I guess comfortable.
But wouldn't you say like more opportunity would lead to more production from him? Like I think every time he's gotten opportunity, he's made the most of it. You know what I mean? So like it would really be on Josh and Brady to look 18
to dial it up. Right. This is what we want to see. They did an awesome job of getting everybody involved, because when their time comes in moments like this, they're going to deliver. That's the whole thing of what you do during the course of a regular season. You build that trust, you build that confidence up. So when moments like this, now it's time for the big dogs to eat. And when I need you to make that catch, they're going to make that catch, because, it's been repped out, it's been rehearsed. But now it's time for the big dogs to show up. We want to see, the big dogs out there making big plays, when called upon. So, I'm just basing that on something that you really haven't seen since the Rams game, right?
Yeah.
So if the Bills can put that together when all those pieces is getting involved and your big dogs are, having a big day, we know what that result looked like. Now it's time to have that result consistency going into the playoffs. It's a whole new season now. So the film is on the other guys, because they're the ones who've been eating. So it's time for, the big dogs to emerge. That's all I'm saying. This is big boy ball to the fullest today. You know what I mean? So, today is just, hey, the Ravens might have all the Pro Bowlers, but the Bills will probably have all the big dogs.
I think they've shown, there's so many different people I could name in this situation. They've shown to be so reliable. I hated Mac Collins with a passion in the first 4 weeks of the season. I was so mad when we cut Valdez-Scantling. I was like, they need to get Mac Jones off my team, right? Mac Collins off my team. I was so, Mac Collins has become one of the most reliable targets on this team. Throughout the season, he's grown so much in such a short period of time. It's absolutely insane.
Right.
You look at Khalil Shakir, who is Mr. Consistency. He's shown too often that he can get it done. Ty Johnson out of nowhere versus the best offense in the NFL. He says, I'll match you. I go band for band with your best receiver and I'd put 100 on the board, right? Ty Johnson, a third down running back with over 100 yards versus the Detroit Lions. Like, and then not only that, playoff game, Ty Johnson making the biggest play of the game, shifting the momentum of the entire thing and essentially leading to a win with an unreal catch that some wide receivers can't make. They've shown in too many moments. Dawson Knox with the extended grab last week versus the Broncos in a huge moment. That was a big grab. He was able to get it down, come down with the ball. Big play, that obviously led to points.
Right. How many times they rep that out, right? How many times they rep that out? It's like they look at film and Brady's done a great job with breaking down film and understanding who is really going to be the guy. Because when we run this set this week, Khalil was killing them. So he's going to be the point of emphasis during this set. So guess what? Johnson, you're going to be the guy now. You know what I mean? You're going to be the guy that they're not suspecting that we're going to be, that we're going to make the primary on this play. Those adjustments, those setups, one off the next, each hand helps the other. And that's, why the Bills offense has really been, successful thus far.
It's so dangerous because you can get 100 yards from legitimately like 6 or 7 different people.
They have. It ain't no just could. Yeah, they have.
That's what I'm saying. Amari Cooper could give you 100. Khalil Shakir could give you 100. Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, Ty Johnson, like James Cook could give you. It's so many different options that they have to work with, where you just have no idea what the game plan could possibly be. And I feel like Joe Brady has done an amazing job at that, especially in the back half of this season, of kind of giving you different looks every single game. You don't really know what to expect. And then not only that, but he's been playing with an arm tied behind his back the back half of the season because we won the conference, we won the division in week 13. You know what I mean? So you don't want to show you everything. Well, I already know I'm in the postseason. I already know I'm in the dance. Why am I showing you all my best moves? You know what I mean? So, people keep telling me about Lamar and Derrick Henry and our small front seven and all this other stuff and everything. Like, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's not a threat. But if points are being put on the board, you can't keep running. Like, that's not going to always be an option, especially if it doesn't work 1 or 2 drives and points go on the board the other way. Lamar is going to have to drop back.
Yeah, it's all about what the Bills create and setting the tempo. That's the main thing as well. Like the Bills setting the tempo. If Bills win the toss, and 9 times out of 10, I'm quite sure they're going to defer. They're going to put Baltimore offense on the floor first. Yes. If they go 3 and out, and the Bills go down and score like whoa, like, because we don't know what Brady's gonna come out of. Like, that's the whole crazy part about it too. It's like, it's not like knowing what the Bills gonna come out in. Like, nobody really knows what this team is gonna come out in and how they gonna really game plan for, I guess making amends of week 4, offensive standpoint, because it's only really one. Well, Cooper wasn't on the team. And I think the Bills didn't, I think they kind of went away from the run game early. And then, they just the defense what it was, and they didn't stay true to themselves. I mean, but I think that's the game where they learned, how to handle, those situations. Like, they're not like you can just like keep doing that to a team or keep bumping their head, that way, being together for the majority of this roster has been together 3-4 years still. So, that shouldn't be happening. But, when you got new pieces, Matt Collins was still, getting, that trust developed with Josh on the field. So, a lot of things that went into that. And then, Matt Collins, man, he's the big dog. I mean, he's the physical receiver out there that's doing the blocking and talking all the toughest trash. And, it's like he the big dog. It's the difference from Pro Bowlers and big dogs. I'd rather have more big dogs than Pro Bowlers on my squad.
Definitely.
So, that's just the whole thing about it. If the Bills can create tempo that way, they go Baltimore 3 and out, go down, score. Now, Baltimore, you have to show us your best. Your man, you got to reveal some of what you really trying to do to get back in this game, Or guess what? It'll be another 3 and out. And the Bills will take anything, a field goal, another touchdown, God forbid. And now you got to throw. You got to abandon what you do best is the run game. And now, Lamar, you have to come out and be this, with your arm, and we'll see how that works. But that's a scenario that could possibly happen today as well. So, it's all about tempo and setting the tone. We know the Bills, they can play with the best of them, run or pass. They just have to really have a tough task on stopping the run and, forcing Lamar to beat you with his arm. I mean, the numbers prove it, right? I mean, the turnover ratio is crazy, 41 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, over 4,000 yards.
Ravens are undefeated when Lamar throws less than 20 passes, and they're undefeated when Derrick Henry has more than 90 yards.
Yeah, he gets on the cusp of that. I don't think he goes over 100 today. I think Bills understand the assignment on hey, Daquan Jones, Ed Oliver, Jordan Phillips, Bernard, Milano, Wims. That's your assignment. Y'all got to win up front right there. Y'all got to win in the trenches. Linebackers, you can't guess wrong. You can't shoot the wrong gap. You got to get up the field. Don't chase. Don't go down the line because Derrick Henry is a one-cut back. And once he stick his foot in the dirt and go downhill, then, you better be ready to come downhill and meet him. And that's all they got to do is come downhill and meet him, slow him up for the rest of the guys to come. It's going to be that type of day today. But if you can, stop him at the point of attack, get his, before he can get to going downhill. He's not a bounce it type of guy, but if everybody get vertical and be disciplined on the edges, then, that's just time to run at least. And then now Lamar, hey, you got to beat us. You got to beat us with a 7-man surface. So
what is it about the Ravens defense? I mean, big defensive line, Matabuike, Van Noy, they got some pieces over there, right? Obviously, good linebacking core. Marlon Humphreys, good. Kyle Hamilton. So they got good players at all 4 levels.
Nobody's talking about the real matchup though. How Baltimore defense really works. How those guys are able to do that. Travis Jones, he don't get enough credit, but Travis Jones, the D tackle, the nose guy, not D tackle, the nose guy. Is he's a problem. He's definitely a problem. 3rd round pick out of Connecticut. He's a problem. So that's gonna be tough in the trenches with our guy Connor there, and Travis in the trenches. They play a 3-4 style similar to what they saw last week. So I mean, they're no different. If you're gonna overload, run the edges, manipulate the line of scrimmage and figure out how James Cook can get 3-4 crack. Eventually he's gonna pop one. But they got to stay at it no matter what. They got to stay at it. And most importantly, Josh, you're going to have to give up 40 to 50 yards on the ground as well. You're going to have to run the ball today. So, long as Brady got a game plan that evolves around those two things, them 2 abilities, they should be fine. They should be able to keep the sticks moving, keep them off the field, eat clock, and score points.
Yeah, I think that is a part of the game plan. I also think blitzing them is not necessarily defensively, but just blitzing them with points is kind of the way to go here for me personally. They're going to be without Zay Flowers. That's going to be huge, right? So if you can just put as much pressure on their offense as possible, I think that is where you get playoff Lamar a little bit more, as opposed to when he's comfortable and handing the ball off to Derrick Henry and everything's all good and gravy. Got Mark Andrews wide open because Derrick Henry is pulling the linebackers away and everything is super easy. Now, put a little bit of pressure on him. You got Josh Allen, you got the best player on the planet. You got to go put points up on the board at a high clip. I mean, 3 drives, 4 drives, I need 3 touchdowns and a field goal, or 4 touchdowns. It needs to be a lot of points quickly in order to kind of get them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a battle of, Joe Brady at his best right here. I mean, how is he going to be able to find a scheme that's going to stymie, that's going to neutralize this Baltimore Ravens defense? Again, I mean, they will give up some yards in the air. They will do that. That's their Achilles heel. They're not, invincible. They have some flaws defensively, Bills need to exploit that, but they need to exploit what, you know, the Ravens do best and stop the run. So if the Bills could manipulate the line of scrimmage, getting the runs necessary to stay ahead of the sticks, then it's gonna be a long day for Baltimore if that happens. So it's hard to stop once the Bills got good balance. And last week they went out and showed that with 270 in the air and over 200 on the ground. If they can keep that type of consistency, that's hard to stop. And it was a lot of field goals kicked on those drives. I think they only scored really one touchdown or something like that.
Yeah, they was 1 for 5 in the red zone.
Yeah, 4 for 5 in the red. So that'll get corrected. That's because they didn't play against New England. So now here it is. It ain't no tomorrow. So you gotta empty the clip.
Yeah, absolutely. This is. I mean, at this point, it's win or go home. So of course you see the Chiefs next week. Okay, so hypothetically, if the Bills should win today, do you think the Bills should have been more worried about the Chiefs or the Ravens at this point? Like, which team is scarier?
Well, right now the team in front of them is scarier. It's just the Ravens. Ravens is the scariest team for them. I mean, the only people that's probably picking the Bills to win is everybody here in 716. The Bills Mafia. Anybody that's with Bills Mafia has got them. That's it. Today is the perfect prime example of Bills Mafia versus
the world. Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. Nobody think that the Bills would even made it this far, let alone beating the Ravens with Derrick Henry in the playoffs. But the thing about it is they got to do it here in our backyard, and the Bills are undefeated. So another tough task. The numbers don't lie. It is what it say you are to some degree. Until you prove them different in this scenario. So, the Bills have some advantages that they need to take advantage of as well, out there. So it's all about, again, that rock, paper, scissors scenario. Bills will beat the Ravens, and they could potentially be the favorite in Kansas City. That's how much a lot of people feel that the Bills can beat Kansas City. A lot of people don't feel that, national-wise media, that the Bills can beat the Ravens. The Bills can't beat the Ravens based upon the 35-10, belt to behind, up in Baltimore, week 4, with a lot of pieces missing. I mean, this team really hasn't even in jail, so that's kind of spooky in itself for it to be the playoffs. And team really ain't hit its stride. We'll see. If they hit their stride with a victory today, victory today, they in stride. And, it's time to start smelling blood at this point, one game away from getting there. And that's all they got to do is get there. So they understand that, and they've been treating it mentally the same way every single week. So I don't expect that to change. It's just, I guess, you just got to match other teams' strengths, and beat them at what they do best, when it comes to playoff football.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a specific question for you. Does Josh Allen need to be Superman in order for the Bills to win this game?
Yeah, when it's called upon, he don't have to force being Superman. He don't have to let everybody know, hey, I'm Josh Allen, I'm Superman.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does he need to have a Detroit Lions type of game?
They gotta this is trust the process. They gotta trust the process and have confidence and go out, just execute. They just gotta execute. Baltimore Ravens is no different than anybody else. They just gotta, they gotta bring their A game. They just got to bring their A game and execute. And when it's time, for Josh to be Superman, then, at this point, there's nothing he hasn't seen. It's not an atmosphere of a game he hasn't played in. He understands the magnitude of this game right here. And, hey, he's been there, done that. Now it's just time to just win. That's all you can do now at this point is just win.
Hey, that's all you can do now is just win. The Bills are 1 win down and 3 wins to go. Coach McDermott at church this morning. Hey, so hopefully got the power with him. You know what I'm saying?
McDermott's always at church.
Yeah.
He's always church.
Sure.
He's faith. He's faith first now. That's some of the things he preaches. So I wonder what the message will be today. Hopefully after the game, I get a chance to ask Coach what was the message, and by the ways of the press conference, it should be they got the message correctly.
Yeah, that's so. All right, so you want to give score predictions?
I think, man, it's all about tempo. If the Bills go out and create tempo, defense come out on energy and get a 3 and out, and the Bills go down and score, then tempo is going to be something that potentially could be a problem. And if that happens early on, then the Bills can win this one. Man, the Bills can jump out early. I'll say that. The Bills can jump out early, and it could be the type of game that the Bills want it to be early. Or hey, if Baltimore comes out and it's a slugfest, I believe that the Bills, have the experience of locking in, executing, and going down there and put together a game-winning drive. So if that happens, it's 31-27 Bills. If the Bills are able to jump out early and create that tempo, then I'll say it'd probably be 34-17 or 34-20.
34-20. All right, that's kind of close to mine. I had 39-17 Bills. I just think I've seen Josh do it all season. With the roster with the weapons that's been afforded to him, he's made the most out of it, and he can get it done with literally anybody on the field. And so I just have to believe it. Like I can't go against what my eyes have seen all season. The offensive line has been phenomenal all season. I have no reason to think that they won't be anymore. We played the best defensive line essentially in the NFL last week, or the second best, the most sacks, second best defense, or whatever the case may be. They got it done. They had a bad game and ended up with 31 points. So I have to believe that if the Bills get out there and execute, and not only that, because of the magnitude of the moment, we've only seen Josh Allen shine in these moments. That's right. All we've seen is Josh Allen shine in these moments.
So what would you rather have? You rather have, the way that your team has been playing since you lost to them? What would you rather have? Wouldn't you rather have them in your backyard in the playoffs? Like, come on now. Like, if you ain't up for that game, then don't enter don't step into the arena. It's going to be a cage match. I'm telling you, it's going to be a cage match, and the Bills just going to have to, be the ones to rattle the damn cage. They're going to have to contain Lamar, and man, everybody else, get to the ball. Everybody else get to the football. I mean, sometimes you see that box they're going to have to play with a 7-man box and have 4 back. I mean, it depends on the personnel, how it lines up. But I'm really intrigued to see, when Baltimore go on that big jumbo package and you see all 3 linebackers. You see Dorian Williams, you see Milano, and Bernard out there. So
yeah,
pretty interesting to see. I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. Cornerbacks got to come up and want to make some tackles as well, but they still got to be on alert with those tight ends, because that's those are go-to guys like Lee and Andrews can kill you if you don't keep a set of eyes on those guys. So it's going to be a cage match, man, and this is what playoff football is all about. Is all about is the Bills mature to take that next step.
Hey, we are going to see at 6:30 tonight. We'll see what happens. We're gonna find out. I have a really good feeling about this game, though. I do. I haven't really even been nervous, which is crazy. I'm nervous for regular season games, so I just really, I don't know. Just something just tells me that like we're gonna be good. Like, it's not gonna be a close game, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens there. But hey, MVP versus MVP plus another MVP. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hey, Coach, you want to go ahead and send us out?
Man, 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Emotional stability, a sound body and tranquility. I deserve it all. Like minds and less enemies. Stock investments, more entities. I deserve it all. VVS is white diamonds. GNX with the seat back reclining. I deserve it all.